Today's tutorial is all about an easy fix to poor posture at the piano. This is a great way to avoid injury and to make the best use of your body at the piano. I'm Brenda Earle Stokes, the owner and creator of Piano and Voice with Brenda, a suite of online courses designed to help singers, pianists, and music educators have a whole box full of tools and tricks to help your work. Today I'm going to address, in a very short period of time, my biggest pet peeve about people playing piano. I would say probably one of the biggest issues that people have sitting at the piano, and that is your posture. All right. Posture is important for a couple of reasons. First of all, it helps us to avoid any injury, carpal tunnel syndrome, tendonitis, all these things. These are not fun to have. You want to avoid them at all costs. So first of all, we want to prevent any injury when you're sitting at the piano and you're playing. The other thing is we want to be able to be in a position where we can draw the best possible sound out of the instrument. Our posture helps with that. And then thirdly, in order to be able to get anywhere technically, if your body isn't in the right position, it's going to be very difficult for you to have any kind of nimbleness in your fingers or any kind of flexibility in general. So without further ado, let's get started. So here I am sitting on my own piano bench. I have an adjustable piano bench that I can raise and lower for when I see my students in person, which is not this year, obviously. And here's the number one problem I see. Where I'm sitting right now is not the ideal place. What happens is people bring the piano bench up nice and forward, almost like you were sitting at a chair, like at a table on a chair. And then you go to play, and this is what happens. Now, we know how many of us are guilty of this. This is the absolute worst thing that you can do. Not only does it look really terrible, but it's actually pulling you away from really being on top of the right posture. So my trick here is you're actually going to pull the bench back, and might feel really, really weird to be pulling the bench back this far. And so now look how far back the bench is. I moved it about 10 or 12 inches back from where it was. And now you'll notice that there's only a small part of me that is sitting on this bench. Before, the bench was going all the way, so I was really sitting on the backs of my thighs. Now I'm only sitting on my bum. All right? And when I do that, you can kind of see I naturally get into the right position. Can you see that my back is much straighter? And this gives me the opportunity to be able to move around the piano a lot. And it also means I just have access to a little bit more arm movement in general. And I'm just naturally sort of sitting this way. Now, if you find yourself still sinking in this way, what I want you to do is just think about shining a light from the top of your chest, from your sternum, and just trying to keep that supported. You don't want to be overcorrecting, but we certainly want to avoid this horrible humpy back thing. Okay, so when you're sitting just on your bottom, so the bench is back pretty far, then you can see I can comfortably get around the piano, okay? And I'm in a position where I will not be hunched over and kind of disconnected from my arms. So your work is, the next time you go to sit and play the piano, push your bench out and move your body forward. Okay, and experiment with what it feels like to have your sternum lifted a little tiny bit so that your back is nice and straight. I hope you found this little tutorial useful, and I hope that today when you sit down to practice the piano, you'll pull your bench out and move your body forward. Thanks for watching.